Hello, everybody. Recently I was talking to some of my friends, my cousin, and I realized a lot of conspiracy theories floating out there. One of them, and there's too many to mention. But I thought I should, you know, sort of look at it objectively and try and figure out why is it that people tend to believe in these conspiracy theories and where is the common sense, right? So, and how common is this sense anyway? So first is let's start with any conspiracy theory for that matter. Let's start with this 5G and COVID-19. Somebody sent me a radio saying, it's basically 5G which is causing this virus, and it's 5G has been implemented in Wuhan, China, and Italy and Spain, and it's not really the virus, it's the poison which the bodies are being poisoned and the virus is a byproduct, and that's what's going on. So the basic fundamental I'm trying to get across to you right now is, whenever you hear a conspiracy theory, first of all ask yourself that question: who would benefit from this, right? That's a basic question. So in this case, yes, the US would benefit because we don't have 5G at this point really, and we are very envious of the Chinese getting this technology. Uh, Two, what's the science behind it? Is there somebody respectable who has made this claim, or is it just some person with a British or American accent making up these news? And what's his name? Let's find out who's making this claim. So in this case, this is just an audio recording, no face, no name, nothing. So who knows where it is? Okay. And yes, very importantly, is it coming from a respectable news channel? Um, like the mainstream media, or is PBS, or Democracy Now, or Al Jazeera, or is it just some floozy guy sitting on his basement making up videos, spreading fake news all over the world? And there are people stupid enough to digest this, is this most important thing. And why is it so tempting to even believe something like this and spread it and send it to everybody across? I mean, we're basically doing everybody a disservice by forwarding false information and to others. So why even bother doing that? Why waste somebody else's time? So those are the fundamental questions. Now, with the advent of Trump and the his elections, this whole topic of fake news and how Facebook was utilized, and how people's information was stolen by different companies, and they were targeted with fake news and just people just making up. There's a whole I want to say at this point there are people specializing in generating fake news. There's small entities, um, and most people don't attempt or have zero inclination to try and figure out exactly where it's coming from. Is it really true? Is it backed by any scientific research? Is it coming from a valid uh, uh, company, organization, news channel? Who's saying all these? I mean, we're just constantly being bombarded with crap, and we're constantly just forwarding this crap to others around us, and that is a disservice to everybody. So important thing is, one, find out who gains; two, reputable organization, news channel; and three, what's the science behind it. If you can answer those three questions, fundamentally you can address every bit of fake information. And this is not rocket science, mind you. You don't have to be working at NASA to just come up with these basic three questions to answer the to get to the root and conclude, make your own conclusions. And at the end of the day, it's all about common sense. Just remember, common sense is supreme. Okay, so I'll take another bit of fake news that I recently heard. There's this Indian man, who invented the email. Supposedly said that Dr. Fauci and Hillary Clinton and Bill Gates. They're all in cahoots, and they're helping the pharmaceutical industry. And Hillary was, according to this guy, Hillary is the vaccine queen. Okay. Once again, three questions. Who's benefiting from this? Okay, Trump is. So that makes sense. Two, is it coming from a reputable source? Some guy who supposedly invented the email has nothing to do with the technology behind vaccines and medicine. And three, is it a reputable resource? News. No, no. Some people come up with the news. I mean, I for that matter could put a little label on the left and say international news, and that becomes a news channel, and I could be sitting and interviewing somebody else. So no, that is not how the system's supposed to work. We are supposed to base our conclusions on very simple common sense, which says, okay, do they do all those three things mean something, and does that translate into meaningful news? Otherwise, please do not forward this crap to people. You're wasting your time, you're wasting everybody else's time. And the whole, I mean, Trump is definitely very entertaining. I have to say, I was never really involved with politics for that matter. Most presidents are very presidential. And Trump is not. He's a reality TV star. Has a bunch of complexes. It's all about ratings, how people look at him, and he just makes things up on the fly. And then the funny part, which I find very amusing, is nobody questions it. Almost, I want to say 40-50% of the population, at least over here, here in the US, is not questioning the what is he saying. There's no hey, let me go research what he's saying. Especially the coronavirus issue. He downplayed the whole thing. It's a mess. At the end of the day, the federal government messed up the our approach, handling of the crisis, and now it's according to one of the conspiracy theories that I was looking at, it's basically a tool or a way to defeat Trump in the upcoming elections, which was a brainchild of some Kabbalah and the Democrats. I mean, once again, let's ask the three questions. Who's going to benefit from this? Well, obviously Trump. Is it a credible news channel? No. Does it hold up to any research, or is there anything in the back end for all this junk? No. A virus is a virus. Okay? There's something called biology. And biology, once again, I am not the scientist or the biological researcher, but common sense, just basic common sense, guys and girls out there, just listen to your basic common sense and always research and make sure you understand. Do not digest all the crap that you hear on the internet. At this point, most of the news channels or most of these news are obviously fake. I tend to, at this point, will only believe and listen to PBS News, Public Broadcasting Corporation, and the other one is Democracy Now! Democracy Now! May have some, bias towards, being more open. Sometimes they're more critical of the Republicans, which is okay, but at least it's news. Al Jazeera, Ali Mehdi is a smart guy, I respect his opinion. At least he's questioning some basic fundamentals of, and he's asking the hard questions, so I think that makes sense. Rest CNN, MSNBC, ABC News, NBC, these channels unfortunately work on ratings, and if you don't have good ratings, then they don't make money. And that's what the American, media and the news is all about. It's all about ratings and how entertaining they are and how glitzy they are. So stop watching that junk, you know. Um, and regardless, either way, whatever you watch, the important thing is do your own research. Do not blindly forward crap to others. Okay? Thank you so much.